All right. Good evening, everybody. I hope that you are all having a wonderful Saturday. My name is Jessica Lynn. Oh my gosh, look at you guys all over there in the chat today. Very exciting. Thank you all for joining us. I'm so excited. My name is Jessica Lynn, and I am the owner and artist of JessicaLynnOriginal.com. And we are behind the card. So today, I am so excited. Couple of things. First off, I am going to go ahead at the end of our chat today. I'm going to go ahead and give away a stamp set. So be sure to stay with us up until the end. Don't forget, if you like what we're doing here and you want to be a guest, there is a link down below and you can go ahead and sign up for that. I am currently all the way through at least another couple of weeks, but if you're interested, I'd love to talk to you too. So don't forget to sign up. And again, we're going to be doing the giveaway. So I am so excited. Oh my goodness, look at everybody. Hi, Dana. Hi, Sandy. Let's see who we got. Wings to Butterfly. Yasmin. Let's see, who do we got? Lene. I'm going to go with a Lene. Megan looks like she's on here. Cards and Stamp and Ink. Hello. Let's see who else we got on here. Lan and Megan. Ooh, it is a party tonight. Hello, everybody. We are so happy. Well, I know the reason that you are all here, and she is an absolutely wonderful person. I have gotten to know her very well over the last couple of years. I randomly reached out to her, again, because I loved her Instagram. And I said, okay, crazy question. Would you consider making a couple of cards for me if I sent you some stamps? And this wonderful lady responded with a big yes, exclamation, exclamation. I'd love to do it. And so I cannot wait for her to come and join us. I can't wait for you to get to know her. Her name is Carrie. She is an absolutely wonderful person, and I'm going to go ahead and bring her on. So let's go ahead and get Carrie on here. Hi, Carrie. How are you?
Yay! Hi, Jess.
Hey.
It's so good to see you.
I'm sorry?
It's good to see you.
It is good. Yep. I could hear you perfect. You've got like a whole fan club over in the chat box here.
Oh,
it's
my
crazy.
God.
We've already got
you, everybody.
Yeah, I mean, there's already like 40 people talking in here. Like, it's just tons and tons of chats going on. So,
Dana, yay! I see you.
Let's throw up a couple of friends here. Oh, we got a couple of people here. We got Megan.
Sandy, I see you.
Yes, we got a couple of folks just joining in. We got Yasmin in there. Let's see who else we got. Dana. And look, they're all their cute little pictures. I love that they show up because it's kind of fun.
I see Karen. Hi, Karen.
Let's see who else we got here.
I think there's a little bit of a delay, so
they're coming.
I'll keep watching.
Oh yeah, they're all Oh, there's Bonnie's in here now.
Hi, Bonnie.
Oh, and Connie's there, and then Dana, and then I think we shouted everyone out. So yay! Well, I am so excited. I am so happy that you decided to go live with us tonight, because the fun part of that is that if any of those people in chat have questions, so you guys come up with some good ones for, you can go ahead and put them down there, and we'll toss them out. And I'm sure Carrie would love to answer your questions. And I'm going to go ahead and let me just show you a couple of places now. Down below, if you guys are interested in checking out Carrie's social media, she has quite a few different things. She has a YouTube channel, so you can go and check that out. She also has her website, which I highly suggest you go take a look at. She makes beautiful cards, but I'm going to let her talk about it, and we'll show some of them in a minute too. But it's a great place to kind of get all of her connections. And where I found her, which was Instagram, definitely go and follow her on Instagram. Again, I'm just popping these up quick, but down below, I've got the links where you can just click on them and go right to them. All right. Oh, look at this. Some love from Megan. Love that. Love that. Very supportive group already. Oh, look at you are a pocket full of sunshine.
So I was really excited about this, but also nervous because I usually don't show my face on my videos. I'm like a card maker that shows my hands. And so when you asked me to do this, I was like, I have to think about that for a minute. But I'm really glad that you did, because I think it's time to take that next step and be a little bit braver.
You know what? I feel like that's kind of 2020, isn't it? It's that. It's like, you know what? When I do videos with cards too, I do the same thing. I'm just hands. You can just see me moving stuff around. You can hear my voice, but you don't necessarily see me. So I'm proud of you, Carrie.
Thank you.
Well, let's go ahead and get started. So the first question I'm going to ask you, always the one I always start with, is just, why did you start card making? What inspired you, and how long have you been card making?
Well, I officially have been card making for only 10 years. But I started stamping when I was a teenager. I remember the first time I actually learned about stamping, and it was with my sister. I don't know if she's on yet, but my sister and I, when we were teenagers, would drive to our neighboring city. We'd go to the stamp store, and that was when they had stamps that were on, the wood blocks.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have photopolymer stamps. They didn't have acrylic blocks. And we loved it. And then, life came along. I went off to school. I got married. Yep, just like that. I got married. My husband is here, so he's probably going to be making some fun comments. And I got out of stamping, but then I got into scrapbooking. So that's how I really started, with scrapbooking. And then in 2018, I had some major life changes that kind of shattered my world a little bit and caused me to have some health issues. And it took me a few years to get over that. And once I did, I thought, you know what, I need to get back to something that makes me happy. And so that's when I started stamping again. My aunt told me about somebody named Christina Werner.
Mm-hmm.
And she led me to Jennifer McGuire. And she led me to Kathy Rakusin. And Kathy introduced me to some of these awesome people that are on tonight. And the rest is kind of history. I just love stamping. I love making cards, and it makes me feel so good to get a card done. It takes a lot less time than I think a scrapbook page, and that's when I realized card making is my thing. I love it.
It's awesome. That's awesome. So 10 years of card making. So I'm sure card making for you has changed a little bit. Yes. Do you remember what the first couple of tools that you had were?
Oh, gosh. You know what?
Or what did you think you needed to invest in? Because I can tell you, when I first started, I was like, oh, I need paper. And I think I had a guillotine cutter, not even not one of these. I had the, like when you were in elementary school. What kind of things did you buy that you thought you needed when you first started?
I for sure was needing paper and then stamps. I still have, in fact, a full giant drawer full of those woodblock stamps.
Mm-hmm. I still have those. I love them.
Yeah.
They're fun.
I hardly use those anymore.
I make those.
You make woodblock stamps?
Yeah, I make the red, like these, like this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so we've got that one with my family.
Oh, that's so cute.
And then I turned it into, and we use those for Christmas cards.
I love the red rubber stamps.
I do too.
Love those. But when the photopolymer stamps came out, the clear stamps, that's when I really started collecting, really collecting. And
how many do you have?
I don't think I've even counted.
Look at that little pile. You were so organized back there.
Over here. I don't know if you can see it. I mean,
that was the first thing I noticed. As soon as we started, I was like, what? Oh my gosh. Mine were all just in a bin. So I started doing that. And then I was halfway through, I'm like, oh my gosh, I had to list my kids to help me. And I'm not that organized yet. That's why my background isn't as beautiful as yours. Creative, artistic mind, chaos a little bit behind me. So, yeah.
I didn't actually start getting organized or collecting until I had a craft room. And that didn't happen until my kids moved out.
Gotcha.
And so I turned one of the bedrooms into my craft studio, which I call it a studio now because one of my crafty friends said really, you're an artist and the work you do kind of merits a studio title. So it's no longer a craft room, it's my studio. And
it's a good call. That is a good call. I mean, I call mine my office because I kind of do everything out of here, but I kind of like the idea of maybe calling it a studio instead. It sounds a little more impressive. I do like that.
Studio, yeah.
Yeah.
And this, it's backwards. This, the shelving here, my husband built for me. Actually, I have 2 of those shelves.
Nice.
And he put me another one over. You can't see it. It's I'm looking at it right now, but that holds my paints and things. So he really has supported me in this.
Well, and that's huge though. I mean, if you can get the family to support you, I mean, it takes on more than you think.
Absolutely. I think that when he saw how happy it made me and how I was meeting some friends all around the world, that it made a big difference in my life. And I want to share one of the quotes that he told me. I'm going to read it because I can't.
It's that good you wrote it down, huh?
Yes, and I'm going to use this against him. So,
okay.
I'm going to prove that he said this. Here's what he says. He says, where is it? Just a minute. I lost it.
That's what he said? No, I'm kidding.
Here it is. Okay. When it comes to crafty supplies, it's always better to have more than not enough.
Wow. And he said that?
And then he says, I exemplify that rule.
Well, I can understand because even tonight, I mean, I draw all the art that I have for my company and I have this big white bookshelf just filled with paper because every time I go to the store, I have to buy more. And he's like, at what point is all that going to be used? And it's kind of funny because now with everything going on and being at home, I've joked with him because I've crafted more, I've sewn more. And I said, see, I was saving up for 2020. That's all I was doing.
Absolutely. Do you think you're going to ever use all your paper? That's a real question.
Honestly, probably never. Maybe I can't imagine. I can't imagine. I always buy those big 12 by 12 stacks, but I make cards. And I used to do more card swaps, but I haven't done card swaps in, like 4 years. And I used to do more with the card swaps, and then I would use more of the 12 by 12 paper, but probably not. And every time I go, I'm like, ooh, cardstock. Yeah, I need that. Oh, look, I have a new design I didn't have before, so probably not. But, oh, Sandy. Look at Sandy says. Sandy says, ooh, my husband just shuddered. Sorry. Oh, Dana says your hubby is a keeper.
Yes.
Aw. Oh, we got a question. So what's your favorite color?
So I have 2 favorite colors, actually, and they are yellow and turquoise. That's the color of my blog also.
Well, if I would have known, I should have done their background. I did you in purple. I should have done it in turquoise. Sorry.
I like purple too. I actually like all the colors, but yeah. If I have
I just figured because we were so blonde between the 2 of us that I figured purple would make us stand out. So that's why I did it that way.
Purple's good. Purple's good.
Those are good colors. So, question I have for you. When you are working on your cards, how do you find your inspiration? What inspires you?
So when I get a new stamp set,
do you go online and go, oh, I want that stamp set and then get inspired? Or are you like, I'd like to make cards like this, and then you go looking for a set of stamps? Or how does...
So that's a good question, because when I first started, I would see a stamp set and I would just love it. Like I would fall in love with it. And then I would get it, and then I would try to figure out what I was going to do with it. But I think that has since changed a little bit because I have so many stamps that now I look at them and I say, what am I going to make with that? Am I going to get my money's worth out of that? Am I going to get a lot of cards? Am I going to love this? Like love it that I want to use it all the time. And so that's how I am now, I think, more so. I think about it more. But when I first started, I wasn't thinking that way. I was just thinking, oh, I love it. I want that stamp.
Well, and I'll be honest, I kind of in the same way too. Where I'll go through and be like, oh, I love that art. I get it. And then I go, what was I going to make with that? Did I have a plan for it? And I'll be honest, I think when I first started, most of the time, I didn't have a plan for most of them because I think half of them are sitting in my cabinet waiting for me. And so that's kind of been a challenge I've been working on is like, okay, I'm going to go back through my old stamps and bring them out again and start trying to mix and match. So it's a great comment. And the other thing I do as the artist for like my company is I always try to think bigger than just one design. So like if I draw something, I'll be like, okay, how many sentiments can I put with it that could go with it? So you have, I try to think about at least 5 cards somebody could make. And it's crazy to me because I'll go ahead and send someone like you my stamp set and go, okay, I know 5 cards she's going to make. And then you make like 5 other ones that I never thought of. And I'm like, oh, what are those? Like that's not even anything that I even thought of. And it's amazing. Like I just want to share one of the ones that I sent you, Carrie, the Brentwood owl as a pirate. Now, I love pirates and people always, like they see my logo and they're like, why is he a pirate bird? Like that just makes no sense. I don't want to take too long tonight, and this is Carrie's night, but I absolutely love Disney. I love Pirates of the Caribbean. It's my absolutely favorite ride in the parks, Haunted Mansion second. But a long time ago, I had drawn this pirate actually on my wall when I was a kid. So I had this huge pirate on my wall because I thought, why not? My mom said, okay, I'll buy you the paint. And so when I started the company up, I jokingly said to my husband, Brentwood is going to wear a pirate costume. And he's like, that makes no sense. And I'm like, yes, it does. And 15 years later, he's still dressed as a pirate. So
he's so cute.
Yeah. So we finally, for the first time, offered that pirate design as a stamp set. And so I sent it to Carrie, and I have to share it. If you haven't seen it before, I absolutely love it. I love what she did with him. It's so cute. And she did a great video with some fun voiceover work. Okay, I'm just going to pop it up ahead of us here so you guys can see it. Oh, all right. I have way too many things. Hold on. There we go. Let's go there.
He's so
funny. So there it is. That's Carrie's card. Let me tell you, the first time that I saw that card, I literally got giddy because I was like, oh my God, somebody else saw what I always think in my head. And I love it. And what I love is that you went different colors than our normal green bird. And it's so cute. I love it. I love what you did. It was so much fun. So you want to tell me a little bit about that fun video that you made?
So I made that video and I wanted to show how to make, excuse me, the long planks, like the wood planks. Mm-hmm. That could be the background. And so I did a handmade wooden plank, and then I wanted to have a pirate voiceover. So I tried to do a pirate voiceover and I think I failed pretty miserably. So I had a guest come on and do a little pirate saying what he says in this little stamp. And whoops, where is it? And so you have to go watch that video if you want to hear it because
it's funny.
Oh my gosh.
Does someone, if someone wants to go out and find that link, maybe we can toss it up in the chat for people to take a look at a little bit later, but it's pretty funny. It's funny.
So that was probably from a year ago, I think. Was
a little over a year ago. Yeah, about a year ago.
That video. Yeah. So
it's already been a year.
And the weird thing is that I just barely sent that card to my nephew. I wish I still had it, but I barely sent it. But he loves pirates, and so I thought, oh, how perfect.
Yeah, I love pirates. It's one of those things. I don't know why. When I was a kid, Pirates of the Caribbean is just my favorite ride, and it kind of stuck. And we used to go on the ride so much that we would go and count chickens, like because we got so not bored, but like, okay, what are we going to do now when we go on it again? And so, if you go on it, yeah, there's chickens everywhere. And there's more than 60 chickens. I won't tell you how many, just so if people go. Yeah, there's more than 60 chickens in the ride. So
I have no idea.
Random. That's what my brain and my head does. Random. But yeah, no, I love it. I think it's a great. You said he liked the card though.
Loved it. Oh my God. He, in fact, all my nephews keep my cards, and they know that I'm the card maker. So if they even get another card from somewhere else, they're like, "Oh, Carrie made that," and no, Carrie didn't make this, and they're like, "Yeah, Carrie's the card maker." So
That's awesome.
yeah, they love it.
Well, your fans here are out talking about. Oh, okay, we got a good one here. So someone wants you to do a YouTube video where you're going to give us a tour of your studio.
You know what? That is actually in the works. I thought that I would be organized enough to do a craft room tour. And I don't know if I'll ever feel organized enough. I don't know, but I've been working on it. So that's in the works. I'm hoping to do that in August, maybe. I cross my fingers.
Fall of 2020. Fall of 2020.
Okay, by fall of 2020. Hold me to that, Jess.
There you go, because it's already August. So
it is.
All of a sudden it's like blink. So that's why. Yeah, no, I'll be honest, if I did a tour of my craft room, mine would probably be that like, okay, so this is a real craft room because I have like office stuff and crafting, and people know that I sew, so I've been helping make masks and other stuff like that. So it's been very interesting. Let's see what we got. Oh, Bonnie's got some good stuff here for you. Do you have a favorite stamp set?
Oh, how are you supposed to pick a favorite stamp set?
Exactly. Do you have favorites?
Okay, so I have favorite companies.
Okay, let's talk about those.
Besides Jessica Lynn Original.
Well, of course. No,
that's like a given.
Well, and to be honest, I mean, I'm just going to say to everybody out there, I mean, my goal of Behind the Card is truly to talk about card making, any stamp companies, any things that are going on. So don't ever feel pressured like that. I mean, it's very sweet and I love it, of course. But, definitely we're here to just enjoy talking about card making and getting to know all of that. But I do appreciate the throw out, though.
Of course. Well, I mean, you're all going to recognize all these companies, of course, Lawn Fawn, Altenew, Pink Fruit Studio. I love Stamping Bella and love Cynthia, who's from France. I love, oh my gosh, I'm going to forget some probably, but.
It's like you're giving your Oscar speech there and you're like, I'm going to forget a couple of you, but just know I still love you all.
In fact, I have a dream list. I'm a list maker. So
me too.
I have my little book here and it's my dream list of all my favorite companies, who I'd love to design for or guest design for. And so, gosh, I mean, Avery L, so cute. Pretty Pink Posh, Mama Elephant. My favorite things, Gina K Designs.
Gina actually just opened up her store. It's about 25 minutes from my house.
Have you been there?
I haven't yet because everything kind of hit and I haven't been able to get over there. But yeah, no, there's a malt shop, like 3 shops down from hers that we've gone to. And every time I see it, I'm like, I'm going to come by and see you. Yeah. And her and I have known each other for a long time. So, because we both started around the same time.
That's a dream for me to be able to visit Gina K's.
Well, look at that. We'll have to, next time when you plan it and you come out, there you go. Now we'll make a time to come visit me as well.
Sandy, I see Sandy's here too. Hi, Sandy.
Let's see what else we got on here.
Pam wants to live in Gina K's store. Have you been, Pam, to Gina K's store? Wow. To go so bad.
That's awesome. Let's see. Oh, Gina. Oh, yeah, that's why. Oh, it's closed to the public right now. Okay. As I say, because last time I drove by, it was kind of dark, and I was like, let's see. We've got a couple more people that were writing on here, and I don't want to miss some of these here. Favorite stamp set. Here we go. Do you prefer markers or watercolors?
Okay, so I've recently been getting into watercolors, but probably have to still go with markers.
Me too. Because
I love my Copics.
I do too. I do too.
I just started collecting them probably in 2017, I want to say. And
Okay.
then I went to a Copic marker boot camp in 2018, where, by the way, I met a lot of people that are on here tonight
Yay!
at boot camp.
I just think it's so sweet that they're all here to support you. I love that. That's what this community is about, you know? It's a good group of people. Oh, thank you, Wings to Butterfly.
So awesome. By the way, Jess, you don't know this, but I kept the letter you sent me because of your lettering. I just have to show this. Look how she wrote.
Oh.
She wrote my name. I don't know how to hold this. There you go.
There it is.
I mean,
I'll just be honest.
beautiful.
It really is just my handwriting. When I was younger, my mom had said to me, you know, I'm a lefty. And she's like, no one will ever be able to read your handwriting if you don't practice. And I was like, done. And so I remember I sat there as a kid and I would write out every letter of the alphabet and trying to come up with my own font. And now it's just become my handwriting. So that's kind of how everything looks. And so I'm kind of annoying at work when I have my real job because they'll be like, we can't. It's so like who scripty wrote all that. So,
Yeah.
but thank you.
I want a stamp with your writing.
Yeah. So, well, I do actually. If you look in some of my stamp sets, I don't think I have one readily available. Oh yeah, I do. So the one from last week, that's my handwriting.
Oh, see, I need that set.
And then this one, I can't get over there. What's this way? The trick or treat.
Backwards.
That's my handwriting too. So if you, some of my stamp sets, I've kind of done a lot of that, just because then, you know, I don't have to worry about fonts and other stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Megan. Yay, she got to meet you in Phoenix. Oh, she must have been at the show.
Oh, Linnea, hi. Megan was I met Megan at the Copic boot camp, and Sandy Boone. Yay.
Oh, here's I was gonna say,
and
boot camp buddies.
And the other Sandy, there's another Sandy on. I think, Sandy, are you here? She was there, and oh gosh.
Uh-oh, Dana. Road trip to Genus.
Yes, let me come with you.
Too fun. Megan just asked really quick, do I have sets where I've done all hand-lettered sentiments? I haven't, but now hearing that you guys like that, I could definitely add that to my list to do. Yeah. I would just need to know what kind of sentiments, so I need to do some research first, but definitely, I would love to do that. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
There's Sandy, there she is.
Oh, did she write? Which one is she?
Mommy Eye Doctor.
Oh, there she is. And me.
Sandy, I met at boot camp too. And Pocono Pam, I met her at Creativation. And she was so nice to me because she even palled around with me when I was by myself for a while. And that was awesome.
That is awesome. I have never been to it. It is on my list to do. Yeah, I know that I've been in business for 15 years and it's been on my dream list, but I just have never gone. But it is definitely something I definitely want to do because I think it'd be a lot of fun. So, so for you, I know that your husband, you said he had a couple of tips for you. And I know you said he really wanted to share those tips. Now, these are card making tips, or what kind of tips are these?
Well, actually, he gave me one piece of advice. And
is that the one that? Oh, go
no,
ahead.
this is different.
Okay.
He told me that one thing that I needed to remember. See, card making doesn't come easy for me. At first, when I started, it was not easy for me. In fact, don't go look at some of my earlier work because.
No, they should. Because that's how you show evolution. Because don't forget, there are a lot of people that have never made cards before, or they're just thinking about starting. And then they see these amazing cards and they go, I could never do that. I mean, that's where I started. And then I was like, even now, I'm still I can draw whatever you want, but card making, I still feel intimidated by it. So definitely, I know you say don't look at it, but I think people should, because really it shows that we all started off in the same place. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
He told me, he says, sometimes it takes cultivating a talent, and card making is creativity, and card making is a talent. And leave it to my husband to give me an analogy about basketball, because he said that Michael Jordan says that by the time you make 10,000 baskets, you'll be pretty good at what you do. So he says by the time you make 10,000 cards, you're going to be pretty good at what you do. So I don't know how many cards I've made so far. I haven't counted, but it is getting easier, and it's super fun.
Well, and I can agree with that, because, you joke that let's not look at your old cards, but if you look at the stamps that I designed from 2005 when I first started my company,
Different.
let me tell you, my art, I thought I was a good artist then, and I was like, yes, these are great. And now I look at them and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're a little more than stick figures. They're a little better than whatever. At least that's how I view them now. And now I look at ones that I've drawn where, there's so much detail, so much extra in there, and just such a different feel. So I can completely understand. But yeah, I mean, it's true. The more that I draw, the better my art gets. The more that you make cards, the better they get. So would you have any advice for someone who's just starting? Like, if today is the day that you watch this and you say, yes, Carrie, you inspired me. I'm going to go make cards. Now what do I need? What do I do? How do I start?
Well, it's funny because when I started teaching, because I taught classes for a while here in Arizona.
Card making classes?
Card making classes.
Okay.
And when I started, I put together an essential toolkit for card makers. So if you have nothing, this kit, everything that's in it, I would suggest, because I used almost every single one of these on all of my cards. And so I put together this kit. I don't teach right now, obviously, with everything going on. I have a couple of these kits left, so I'm thinking of putting them up for sale. But definitely some of the things were liquid adhesive. That is a big thing. That's in my toolkit. Score tape, I use that a lot. My non-stick scissors, these little cutter bees that are non-stick, I use those all the time. I can't live without those. I think the other thing is this retractable craft pick. I didn't think
I've never used one. What does that do?
So when you, I don't know where to put this. There you go. When you press this down, it opens up this little craft pick, and it's kind of sharp. So that's why it closes. This is a Tim Holtz tool.
Okay.
But it is so good for, like, if you get extra glue that comes out the side of any of your images, you can clean that off. You can arrange your sequins, or, all those things. Do you guys use these? I mean,
I have never used it, but I'll tell you, it looks like an awesome.
You need one of these.
Okay.
And let's see, what else?
I'll warn that new person who's thinking about card making, it gets expensive.
Yeah.
But if you can join design teams, that can help throw off your costs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
3M foam tape.
I love foam risers.
Big deal for me, because I think it adds so much dimension and interest to your cards. I can't live without that. My gel pens, a black and a white gel pen, because even though, like, in pictures you might not be able to see the difference, like in real life, I add these for a lot of accents on my images. Like, for example, this little guy.
Oh, he's cute. You just did that one, didn't you?
Yeah, I just did this
one.
This is not a Jessica Lynn original, but
no. It's okay.
This little guy.
He's so cute.
And you see the little white accents
on his little legs. Yep.
And so I use those a lot, like on a lot of cards, just to give it that extra punch. A sand eraser.
It's an all-around useful pokey toy. Pokey tool.
Yes. I think a sand eraser, like, I would make a lot of mistakes. So if you get a little bit of ink on your card or a little bit of extra, then that sand eraser will take it right off most of the time, if it's not too ginormous.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know. I'll tell you, to be honest, when I first started, I kind of didn't know what to buy either. And for someone who is brand new and they say, okay, so I bought my couple of things, I got my one stamp set, I'm ready to go. What do you think is the most successful place to share your cards? Would it be Facebook still? Do you think it's blogs? Do you think that it's Instagram? I know I'm throwing out a heated one, right? Because some people love their blogs, but what do you think?
Okay, so I have my opinions on that. You guys will have to jump in, but I did a test to see how many responses I got to my blogs versus YouTube versus Instagram versus Facebook. And granted, I prefer some over others, so I've grown those more than others. But I think YouTube is a big one. Instagram is a big one. My blog doesn't get as much interaction, but I still do get interaction. And then there's a lot of groups on Facebook that I think are fun to be in and to post things. So
I agree. I think that the YouTube for me has been, when I first started my channel, I only put up like, here's some samples of the videos or of the, like of the stamps, where I'd be like, okay, here's some, so you can actually see them. And then I started thinking about it. I'm like, I actually need to show me making these cards. So then I kind of started that route. And then now with this, I thought, this is such a great way for us all to be connected. And so I've had a lot of success here. But you're right, Instagram, if I was new to this, I think Instagram would probably be second, only because anybody can find you. And Instagram stories have gotten so popular. Yeah. Our guest last week, she actually does on Friday nights like a tip every Friday, like here's a quick how-to.
I love that she did that.
And she's having such good success with that. So it's about trying to figure out something for you. But if you're brand new and you want to get in a design team, get an Instagram started, because that's what the companies are going to be looking for. They want to see that you're engaging with other people. So, or you can come on our show, you can interview with me, and you can tell them you've done live. So we're good. No.
I think Megan and Pam have talked about this before.
About where'd they go?
I don't know. Megan just says, Pam, does this sound familiar? Have you guys been talking about this? Where to put your pictures?
Yeah, maybe. Oh, we got lots of Instagrams out there. Instagram is user friendly.
I love Instagram.
I do too. I think it's fun. And again, that's where I met you, So again, you were just randomly posting on Instagram and I was randomly searching for card people. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, every card. I was like, yes. Oh, I want her to make me a card. Because that's how I kind of look at it. When I draw my art, I'm not only the owner, I'm also the, that hair club thing or whatever, but I'm actually the artist for my company too. So I take a lot of what I do for Jessica Lynn Original very personal. I draw everything that you see. I'm the one who cleans up all the art. I sit at my computer and clean up all my lines. So if for some reason you see a stamp with like a weird line, it means I forgot it. I do all the packaging. I do have a company in the United States because for me, it's very important that we keep all this stuff in the United States. And I go through and I'm the one who is sharing the information out. I'm finding my people. I do all of that myself. And so for me, I take it very personal. And I know we talked before we started and you said you wanted me to share the story. About a year and a half ago, been in business for 15 years. And about a year and a half ago, I had a bunch of my stamps stolen. They actually took the designs and reproduced them like crazy. And they actually even took them to the point where they had my signature still on them, even though they were copyrighted, the whole bit. And just like when you make a card or you do something, I mean, it literally felt, because of all of me doing all of that myself, it felt like somebody took one of my kids. It was so personal to me. And so it just broke my heart. And so for the last year, Jessica Lynn Original has been kind of quiet. And for me, I really needed to find a way to knock me out of that, get me not that I wasn't passionate. I love what I do. But I really needed to find that again. And, even when you and I worked last year, I was releasing like one stamp here, one stamp there, blah, 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 not huge. And so, it's one of those that getting to know all of you guys here in the chat today, Carrie, having you on here talking, it's so much fun, and it reinvigorated my entire everything about what I do. And so I thank you for, being willing to work with me. And I thank you for, inspiring me again by the work that you do.
Yay, I'm so glad that you're getting re-inspired. It's exciting to see all the things that you're doing now too, because for a while, it felt like you did disappear a little bit.
Yeah, and it was not intentional. I didn't know how to not get over that feeling,
I wanted to share a couple of my favorites of yours, if that's okay.
Oh, sure. I mean, you can.
I made them into cards, so of course. But look at this little Bernese Mountain Dog. How do I hold this? Like this. There you go.
Yeah.
This one, I fell in love with this little image. He's super cute.
And I do love doing all the dog cards. I just feel like there's generic dogs, and so there's not like specific breeds, and so that's something I've been working toward too.
You have a few specific breeds. I only have this Bernese Mountain Dog, but I know you have a couple others. This one.
Little guinea pigs. I love the guinea pig cards.
I love this little guy. He's a sweetheart. And then Digi-Stamps too. This is one of my favorites of yours.
Oh, my goat.
So sweet.
Did you see I did a Christmas version of him where he had holly and ivy and stuff, and then he had I did I'll send you him. I
need that one. Yeah, for Christmas.
It's the same goat, but I just did all of his stuff differently. But yeah. That's awesome.
I love that. I love that guy. Yeah, and your mermaid.
I see Wings on here. She said I used to have a papillion. I used to have a papillion. Yep. Oh, the little mermaid. I love the mermaid one.
The mermaid owl. She cracks me up every time.
Oh.
So fun. Oh, thank you, Megan. You're so nice.
Oh, a whole bunch of. Yay, USA. All my stuff. So 100%. So if you ever hear anybody say, and I know a bunch of the other ladies that I work with in other stamping companies, they really try to focus on trying to keep everything made in the USA as much as possible, and support, the jobs of everybody around here. So, yeah. And it definitely, it was a tough year. I'm not going to lie. It was a tough year, especially when I would come up to my office and see the stamps and be like, oh, like, I just want to get back into it. And every time I saw them, I just felt hurt,
It's very, it's like deflating, like they really knock the wind out of you.
They did. But the good part is that things are definitely moving forward. And that's, yay, our guest from last week has shown up to come and say hi too. So I've got some more questions for you, and time is moving fast. If you can believe it or not, we are already 43 minutes in. I don't even know how. So what design teams are you currently part of? And what design teams have you been part of in the past?
So right now I am on Hedgehog Hollow design team.
I saw somebody shouted that out earlier.
Yeah, yeah, and I've been on that design team for a while, and I keep telling Alexandra that I'm just going to stay until she kicks me off. So I'm active on that one, and I'm so excited because next month I start also 2 new design teams, which they haven't announced it yet, so I can't say, but
you know what? Wait. But you know what they should do? They should go ahead and follow you here on Instagram, or they should go follow your website, and they'll find out fall of 2020 as well.
Yeah, so, September.
Okay, one more month. We can wait.
Yeah, they'll probably announce it just before, but I'm not sure. We'll see.
Is it a traditional design team, or is it a guest design team?
So these are traditional design teams. Nice. I do a lot of guest design work too. So that's really fun. I'm still doing some guest design work for scrapbook.com as long as they'll have me, and
Nice.
that's been awesome. I've done some guest design work for Concord and Ninth and Studio Katya, Gina K Designs,
Good names. Good names.
Doodle, Flora and Fauna. I love Flora and Fauna too. Scrapping for Less. I have really loved it. I did a design team gig for a while for Waffle Flower and our Daily Bread Designs, who's now Divinity Designs. And so, yeah, I've been lucky and blessed.
That helps with that whole collection you've got behind you too.
For sure. For sure.
So a couple of people have asked on here, when you're working on a card, kind of what is your process?
So this is funny because I have a secret. Sometimes I'll get a stamp set and I'll take that stamp set and I'll know exactly what I want to do with it. And I'll be like, oh my gosh, I have to do this. And it just like comes to me. And sometimes, oh, thanks, Megan.
Sorry, I just keep throwing them up because there's so many good ones. I want to make sure we don't miss anybody.
And sometimes it's not as easy. Like I'll get a set for a design team and I'll be like, what am I going to do? I want to make this look beautiful. I want to obviously showcase this and inspire people, hopefully, with it. And it doesn't come to me. So I'll take that stamp set. I don't even think my husband knows that I do this.
I'll
take that stamp and I'll put it on my nightstand. So right before I go to sleep, I'll look at it.
And then you dream about it?
Yes. And then I dream about it.
That's awesome.
And then I wake up the next morning and I write it down or I'll draw it out. My friend Sunshine, she gave me this notebook. And so I will draw out a lot of my ideas or I'll write some ideas and put down my, so I don't forget them. Because it's really easy to think of something and then it will escape you. And so I do that every once in a while and it works. So
it's kind of funny because you and I, even before we started, I kind of told you a story about how I kind of came up with the idea for the show. And it was very similar where I had talked about it with my husband, went back and forth, went to bed, dreamed that I had this talk show and I was talking to people and interviewing people and I was like, done, I have to do it. So that's kind of fun. We are very similar that way. That's fun, though, that you put it on now your husband's going to watch for that now.
You will.
Maybe you'll have to make a little stand for it.
That's a really good idea.
You need one of these kind of things.
Yes.
So you can just put your stamp set like right there like that so it can stare at you while you're sleeping. That's awesome.
I also keep some of my favorite cards there too, just for inspiration. And sometimes,
you leave a card by your bed?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I have a whole bunch of cards from my friends that I have a shelf. You can't see it. It's way over there, but they're inspiring to me too. So
nice. I know Dana here. She says that writing and sketching out her cards sometimes help. Do you ever do any of that?
Yeah. So I do that. Not all the time, but I do that.
Nice. I'm going to tell you, I'm really, well, this is, if we're giving honest truths here today, I'm going to tell you I'm really guilty because when I make cards, I'll start making a card. And if I don't love the stamp that I have, and if it's mine, I'll literally go and just draw something else. And my best friend's like, that is not how you make cards. And I'm like, well, I didn't feel inspired by that. And she's like, well, you can't just randomly draw stuff and then make a card with that and put it up on your Instagram because people are going to look for that image. And I'm like,
that's true. You need to already have it ready for sale.
That's what it is. That's all I'm doing.
No. Well, people are going to want to know where they can get it. That's true.
Yeah, and I've done that a couple times where I'll draw something and then people are like, oh, cool, can I get that? And I'm like, it's not ready for that, but okay. So, yeah, no, I agree. It is awesome to know other people's creating process, and it helps me because as a stamp designer, when I first started, my Brentwoods, they used to be 4 inches tall. They were huge.
Oh.
Huge. If you look at you'll know the original ones. I think there's still a couple left in clearance, but there's they're 4 inches. They're huge. And so people were like, they're really nice, but they take up an entire card. And I'm like, oh, you don't want that? And they were like, no, not like a coloring book. And so then that's where I started adding a bunch of other stuff and kind of figuring out sizes. So, ooh, we got a good one from Pam. Do you alter images?
I knew you were going to ask me that. So Pam is like a huge inspiration to me. She is so good at altering and like changing the hair, putting an afro on. And I tried doing that. Mine don't turn out like Pam's.
Oh.
I have some practicing to do, but you know why this is so near and dear to my heart is my granddaughters. Their mom, of course, is white blonde, and their dad is black, and so they have a darker skin color. And I want to be able to showcase that and draw for my granddaughters. And so Pam is a big inspiration.
I love that. Yeah. I love that you want to make it like for your granddaughters. How old are your granddaughters?
So they're only 6 and 4. And then those are my granddaughters that live here in Arizona. And then I have granddaughters in South Carolina and just had a new baby granddaughter there. So I've got 3 granddaughters there. So I have a total of 5, which is so fun.
That's exciting. I personally only have a 3 and a 5-year-old or a 3 and a 6-year-old right now. So I'm in the depths of it right now. So
you're in the fun stage.
We have our good day. Well, the pandemic thing it's a lot. It's a lot for all of us, but it's kind of fun because my girls are very crafty too, so that helps. So a lot of times, like my digis, I'll just print them out for them and be like, "Yay, color mommy stuff!" Because I thought, before I have kids, I was like, "Oh, this will be great. I can draw whatever they want. They won't need coloring books." But now they get to the point where they're like, Mom, just go buy us a coloring book. We don't want to color all your stuff. And I'm like, come on, look at the owl. We know Brentwood, Mom. I'm like, okay. No! My little one still loves it, but the older one will give me a little bit of sass. So it's all right.
My granddaughters know how to stamp. They know how to use a Misty. They can pick out their stamps, put it on the Misty, ink it up, stamp it. And they love being in my craft room. And I was doing some design work for Hedgehog Hollow, and I did a really cute card. And luckily, I had just finished taking pictures, but my youngest granddaughter, who's 4 now, she was 3 at the time, she came in and she took one of my ink pads, the little ones, and she decorated it a little bit. I'm like, thank heavens, I already have pictures. You are adorable. I love you. And now you can have this card.
Right. You should have put it in like a little baggie and sent it home. And then in like 20 years from now, she'll randomly find it. And
I kept it for my journal so I can remember how sweet my
That's so
granddaughters
sweet.
are. I love to craft.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, my little one still loves to color a lot, and the older one asked me for her birthday in October, Mom, can I get a sewing machine? Because she's been watching me do a lot of that. And I'm like, okay, I'm not sure I'm ready to teach you how to sew, but okay, let's do it. So we might get her one, just a little one, something starter one,
You'll have to share.
That'll be fun.
You have to share those projects that she's doing.
She's really excited because she's been watching me make the masks and stuff, and she's definitely very excited about that and was like, can I make those too? And I'm like, I can teach you. So yeah.
Karen.
We got some more people coming by to say hi as well.
I don't think I see all the comments, so if I haven't said hi to you yet.
They're still coming through.
That's why.
They're still coming through, it looks like.
That's Karen, yay!
So, what do you do with your cards? I know you said you gave one to the granddaughter, and I think you gave one to another relative, the pirate one. But what do you do with your cards normally?
So I've given myself a little bit of a challenge to send more out, like mail more. I've been inspired by Mail It Monday. Kimberly posts a lot to remind us to mail out our cards. And so I've been mailing more out, but one of my crafty little secrets that I don't share a lot is that I have probably 5 bins of cards full in my closet over there.
Like totes?
Full. So they're like, those shoebox tin
okay.
bins sizes. I probably have 6 or 7. and it's a little bit getting crazy. I even gave some, my mom came over and she helped me pick some out to give to all my siblings for Christmas so that they could have homemade cards to mail themselves. Like I gave them the blank cards to use, which
Oh, but that's such a nice gift, though. I mean, I think that's a sweet gift.
Yeah, they did. They loved it. In fact, my sister-in-law, she keeps asking for more. She keeps coming back for more, and it was so sweet. So,
much bigger than a shoebox.
Okay, he's telling on me.
That's okay, though. I mean, he means well. Oh, here's another one. Grandbabies are fun. I'm blessed to have 2 that live with me. That's awesome, Pam.
Lucky.
I'll be honest. I feel like, right now I'm in the midst of my 3 and my 6-year-old, and it's like I can't imagine not. So I'm hoping that they stay somewhere near us, because otherwise they're gonna have to deal with my husband and I moving near where they are. So, because they're so cute, and I just want to be there for them as they, like when they start their families and stuff. Although I have a long way before I have to think about that, but
yeah.
So what are you looking forward to next? Like, what's next for Carrie? What is next? What's your next project? Where are you going? I know you have 2 design teams in the works in September, but what's next for you?
So, that's a fun question, because I do have a couple design teams coming up. I have some of my biggest dreams that I'm not sure if I'm there yet. It'll be a few years down the road, but I do have some big dreams, and one of them is to design a few things myself.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be a ways down the road, but I have been doing some lettering for many, many years, and I think I need to just get back into that. It's been a long time. I do have a list, though.
Okay, let's hear. Do you want to spill the list, or?
It's a long list. Look at that. These are
just a couple things
I'd love to design for. And so when I check these off, I don't know if I'll be done. Probably not. I'm sure my dreams will grow.
But I love Disney. So Flynn and Rapunzel, right? When you get your dream, it's time to find another dream, right? So if you can get all of those, then you'll have to come up with something bigger and better. Do you want to share some of those dreams, or no? You don't have to if you don't want to.
So they're still in the process of figuring out what that's going to look like for me.
Gotcha.
I don't know. So I'm still going to do my design work right now. That's one of my favorite things to do, is the designing, making the cards, actually doing that, and learning new things always.
I was gonna say, I'm a trainer by trait, and I'll be honest, I feel like I learn something new every single day, and it's a goal. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Ooh, look at this one. Here's a good one. If your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough.
They do scare me, Connie. They do. So I guess, I've already achieved a lot of those things. I've won a lot of contests. I've done a lot of design work.
So do you have any? Oops, am I getting feedback? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
weird.
Good.
Let's see. Give some tips for making videos on Instagram.
Videos on Instagram. Okay. So, you mean live video like IGTV? Because if you mean IGTV, I just did my very first IGTV this week, because I knew I was coming on this video with you, Jess. So I'm like, I need to figure out IGTV before I talk to you. So I only have one. Oh, you're getting feedback.
Oh, hold on. Let me just fix this for 1 sec. Go ahead and tell us. Fix my mic.
So I'll just tell you, Valeska, that when I do live IG videos, like I do the IG live, I'll set up my phone so that I can have my hands free. And then I can show things, or I can do an unboxing, or I can do some crafting. And usually I get a handful of people that will watch live, because not everyone's available to watch at the time that you're going live. But then you get a lot of views later. So that's a super fun thing to do. I love doing IG lives. But IGTV, I just barely did one. And I did it with my phone. So I set up I have like this, I don't think you can see it, but it's this arm right here that holds my phone or my iPad.
Okay, you've got it. Just looks like it's just offside, so I can't see it. But yeah,
you can't see it. It's right here. So I'll set that up. I'll do the video and I'll record it on my phone, and then I upload it to IGTV.
Nice. That's a good one, because then you can watch it back first, see if you like it.
And the nice thing about IGTV is that you can have longer videos, a little bit longer, and people will see it in their feed, but then they can click on it to watch the whole video if they want to. So that was one of my goals for this year. So
yay! Accomplishing goals. That's what 2020 should be about. Don't be afraid. Keep moving. That's awesome. Let me see if we got some more here. Sorry about the mic trouble. I don't know what it did. All of a sudden I got weird feedback, and then it I don't know what it did there. So sorry, guys. That's the fun of live, right? Let's see. I had one more for you. Let me see. One more question, because we are in the last couple of minutes. If you can believe it, it's already been an hour, guys. I have no idea how how an hour goes so fast. So I have two questions left. So the first one I'm going to ask you is, and I know you've kind of sprinkled a little bit of this throughout, but are there a couple of secrets about you that you could share with everyone? Just so we can get to know the person. So when we see your picture on Instagram and your cards, something that I'll go, oh, that's totally a Carrie.
So I have a couple of things.
And these are crafty secrets. You don't have to, spill. Yes, yeah. Okay.
One of the things is I rarely script my videos. So when I'm doing videos for YouTube, I will video them and then I'll do a voiceover, and I rarely script them. I just talk like I'm talking to my crafty friends. And I kind of like that because it sounds natural. And so for me, that's one of my favorite things to do. So I never script. Some people get really scared to not do a script for their videos. So in fact, I do some videos for my husband for his job, for his work, his business, and he has to have a little bit of a script. So not everybody, I guess, does it that way.
I sort of freeform myself, so I get where you are there, because it feels real. It feels like I was doing it live, but I recorded it.
Yeah.
And you can hear me better when I voice over. So.
Let's see, what else? Well, I already told you I have a craft room tour coming soon. Hopefully you've given me a challenge.
Fall, though. Fall of 2020.
By fall of 2020.
Maybe I'll make that banner. So next time I can flash that up to people, like coming fall of 2020.
Let's see. Probably, you might already know this, but I'm almost done with level 3 of my Alta New Educator certification program.
No, I didn't know that.
I have one more.
Wow.
And then my final, and that's the last level. So I'm almost done. So I'm really excited.
Awesome. Well, we got a good question here too for you too. If you could craft with someone, who would that be? Now I think Dana's maybe throwing out a.
I think that answer is Dana Joy all the way.
There you go, Dana. Of course. Who else would we answer?
And Sam and Sandy and Connie and Megan and Sika and
everybody in this room today. It's a fun group.
And Karen and Pam. Did I say Pam? I mean, Erica. Yeah.
So my final question for you today. Oh, nice. Here, this is what we got back from her. So my final question for today. what do you want to share with everyone that we haven't already talked about that would leave them inspired or excited for things that are coming, not only for you or for maybe card making coming in the future?
Well, I wanted to say something that I've really been working on
Mm-hmm.
that is kind of a challenge, I think, for a lot of crafters, and that is not to compare yourself to others, because everybody's on,
Guilty.
yeah, right? Everybody's on a little bit different journey. We're
Even
all,
as a stamp designer.
and you've been doing this for 15 years. So
Mm-hmm.
imagine everybody's on a different level. Everybody's in a different spot. Everybody has their own journey. And so I think one of the things I try to remember is don't compare.
Mm-hmm.
That just makes you feel sad. And then the other thing is to believe in yourself and
Mm-hmm.
just treat yourself to an extra dose of fabulousness when you need it. Take care of yourself, because even though I love crafting every once in a while, I need to rest and just let myself take a breath,
Mm-hmm.
because I work full time. I help my husband with his business, and I also design. So it's a lot sometimes. So that's a big thing for me. Just have to make sure I get that time in for myself. And sometimes that time in for myself is coloring, or it is buying a new stamp set.
Mm-hmm. And I agree with everything you said. I think it's so easy to get, you watch some of the other videos and you're like, I'm going to try that. And it looks nothing like, like what's that show? Nailed It.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Some days I feel like I'm on Nailed It when I'm trying to make cards. And again, like you said, I mean, I've been doing this for a while. And there are times when I'm like, yes, I'm going to make that card. And it comes back and it's nothing. And I'm like, I can't even share that, So great advice for everyone, Carrie. This has been so much fun. I am so glad that you said yes. And I know you were worried and scared to go live, but I am so proud of you for doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, look at it. She wants to join now too. So I think this was so much fun. Oh, we had a bunch of agrees and some amens, all kinds of good stuff there.
Bonnie and Sandy. I just want to say thanks to everyone who's here and making comments. It's so fun. It's been really fun for me.
But it's neat to see. And then I'll tell you, watch the playback, because there'll be even stuff that people randomly, when we were talking, they would comment, because I didn't throw everything in, but definitely watch the playback, because there'll be stuff where you'll be like, oh, she responded to me, or yeah, it's a lot of fun. Go ahead.
No, I just want to say thank you to Jess for having me. I really enjoyed it. It's so fun to see you face to face, and it's really fun to talk to you.
Well, thank you. I love this. I think this is so much fun. And, for me, it was really just out of I needed to connect more. I think that's really what it was. With everything going on, not being able to connect with people, I found myself maybe not as creative as I was before, having all that stuff happen last year. And I'm 2 shows in already, and I literally have got like 5 ideas sitting on my table over there that I'm ready to go draw, because I'm like, I'm ready to go do some stuff. Like, I love it. And it's fun to, get to know you in person, not just through Instagram. And this has been a blast. So let me throw up your banners one more time real quick, and then we'll do a quick giveaway. So again, she's on YouTube. And if for some reason you don't have that, you can click all the way down below. I put all the links in. So definitely go follow her on YouTube. Make sure that you go to her website. And then, definitely go and follow her on Instagram. It doesn't cost anything. And you can be inspired by her work if you aren't already following her. I can't imagine that people aren't. Don't forget, go visit my company. I'm in the process also of revamping. I don't know if anybody saw, but I did redo my entire website yesterday. I decided that it needed a new look. And so I just went through and scratched everything and started over. Yeah, so and then again, that's because of the inspiration I've had over the last week, from last week's card thing, today's card, behind the card. I just feel like pumped and ready to go. So it's been very exciting. Let me just throw up a couple here. Thanks for the live. Got a couple of people just thanking us. So I do want to give away a stamp set. As I said earlier, thank you. As I said earlier, I am a huge Disney fan. And so I made up my own series of little kids dressed in costumes because I don't want to get in trouble, right? So I'm going to go ahead and give this set away. So if you guys can see it.
So cute.
Yep. So we've got our little kid dressed up like Mr. Flynn Rider and a little Rapunzel. And then this one, I don't know if you saw it. I just put it up on Instagram, but these are like the little lanterns.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Somebody made a card that is so gorgeous. Lisa made a card that is so gorgeous from these little lanterns. And then again, I always try to put little inspirational quotes on there. Yep. So then we got that one. Pretty little flower. Oh, got to go the other way. And then you're never too old to dream.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah. So if you're interested in winning this stamp set, all I'm going to have you do is just go ahead and like this video and then comment down below. Or if you comment in the chat, anybody that's been in here today is already going to be entered. And then what I'll do is I'll just do one of those little wheel things and then we'll pick somebody and I'll mail it out to you. Yay! But then you have to go craft something because I want to see what you make because I'm so excited. Like I love seeing what you guys make. It's so much fun. So yeah. Well, Carrie, everybody in the chat today, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. This has been so much fun. I just feel like I'm going to go and just like chat with you again, like right after we're done. I'm going to be like, hey, Carrie, this was fun, But thank you guys so much. We are going to do this again next Saturday. And again, so it'll be 8 at 8. So that'll be fun. And if you are interested in being a guest on the show, down below, go ahead and fill out that form and I'll follow up with you soon. So thank you guys so much. Oh, we got a random mute. There we go. Thank you guys. Dana, thank you. Sandy, thank you for joining us. It was lots of fun. Carrie, any final words before we head out?
I just want to say thanks again. And I love all of you, by the way. You're awesome.
Yay. All the card making love. Carrie, go ahead and stay on after we're done here. I'm going to go ahead and end the broadcast. But thank you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I'll see you all next week. Take care, everybody.